Now that's some pretty good matcha. So, you probably clicked on this video because you want to be a model, right? Are you ready to get rejected? Are you ready to wait for your talent fee for 3 to 6 months, sometimes a year? Are you ready, trigger warning, to get told that you need to lose weight? Well, if you said yes to everything, hi, I'm Marga, I'm a model, and today I'm gonna tell you how I became a model in the Philippines and how you can become a model in the Philippines, and I'm gonna spill the tea on everything I know about the modeling industry in the Philippines. Period. So I asked you guys to drop all your modeling questions on Instagram, and I love you guys for sending so many questions. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, why? I'm just kidding. Go follow me on Instagram. So without further ado, let's get personal and answer some personal questions about me and being in the modeling industry. How did you start modeling? How old were you when you started modeling? And what was your first ever project? Thinking about it now, I'd say I was immersed in the modeling industry quite at a young age because my sister back then was doing Jollibee commercials and I would be on set and see how these commercials were being shot. But of course, back then I didn't know, oh, I wanted to do this. Then it sparked my interest to do modeling during the peak of America's Next Top Model and Asia's Next Top Model because it's so entertaining. And you can see how glamorous it is to be in shoots on TV.
I felt like I was a sea nymph on acid scaling a wall in the sunshine.
And then when I was 16, a schoolmate of mine who's like a batch higher asked me, Marga, do you want to model? And I was like, girl, ask no more. Yes, I wanna do modeling. So I grabbed that opportunity and I told my parents. My classmate's cousin is asking me if I wanted to do a runway show, and I was like, yeah. They were like so supportive. Love you, parents. And then my first ever project, which was also that runway, was for High Shera in 2015. Yeah, I was 16 at that time. One thing led to the other, and then yeah. What agency did you get in first? The first agency that I got into was Viva Modeling Agency. It's a division of Viva Artists Agency. And I die every time someone says, "Wag kang mag-Viva Max, ha?" I'm like, no! It's crazy because I've been with Viva for almost a decade now in terms of my commercial work. But recently, I'm with another agency called Fat Brain Collective for my fashion editorials and everything in between. So now that you guys know me and how I started in the modeling industry, it's now time to answer the questions everyone has been asking. What's the first step to become a model? Well, first you need to ask yourself, how much do you want it? No, seriously. How much do you want it? What kind of model do you envision yourself? Are you a fitness model? Are you a runway model? Are you a commercial model? Those kinds of questions, because for me, when I started, I wanted to become a runway model. So when my friend asked me, do you want to be in a fashion show? I automatically said yes. No questions to ask. But thinking about it now, girl, let's be honest. Like, let's be for real. I'm too short for runway. That's why I also do commercials and editorials, because you don't need the height sometimes in those aspects. Also, sometimes, is it really the height? Because if a designer wants you, the designer wants you, you know? If you have that it factor, no matter what your height is, I would say, or I would think, they're still gonna get you. Because if they like you, they're gonna get you. Unless, you know, pinoliti ka and like, wala siya masyadong, you know, following and stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, that became dark so fast. Anyway, what are the requirements to become a model? The most basic requirement if you want to become a model is to have a set card or a comp card. This is a model's business card or calling card, but like 10 times bigger. I actually did kind of like a step-by-step tutorial on TikTok. I'm gonna link it down in the description if you want to go check that out. But basically, it's a big card with your photo and your name and all the information at the bottom. And it's sort of like a mini folio because you have your best photos at the back. Build a strong portfolio first or reach out to agencies. That's a tricky question because what I did was I was already doing modeling before I signed with Viva. So during that time, I would do test shoots with other creatives to build my portfolio. And actually looking at it now, or looking back at it now, it's kind of weird to tell your parents, I have a test shoot, and they're gonna be like, what's that? Oh, I'm just gonna have a shoot with some strangers I met on the internet for my portfolio. But besides that, I suggest to make your digitals, send them to agencies, DM them on Instagram, email them. If they don't respond, it's fine. At least you went for it. Another thing is make content. Swear, because I feel like now it's so easy to get noticed by agencies because of your socials. Do you need an agency? Ideally, yes, especially if you're starting out, you do need an agency because they are the ones who have the network, the connections. They're the ones who will give you the jobs, represent you, negotiate for you, which my hyper independent self did not do, because I was the one who was negotiating for myself and looking for jobs. And it's difficult, huh? There has to be a layer between the talent or the model and the client, because it's really different or difficult to negotiate your rates by yourself. I mean, you can, but like, it's weird, TBH. For commercials, yes, you do need an agency, because back in 2018, I remember I went to one casting place and there was a poster that said, "No to freelance, yes to exclusivity." And I didn't know how to feel about it back then, but now I would hear big brands go directly to content creators and influencers and have them in campaigns and commercials. I also feel like you do still need someone to negotiate rates for you, so you won't lowball yourself, and I feel like these people know really how much it is. But how do you get or find an agency? Well, good question, my friend. Agencies usually have a website and they have this link. I noticed that more in international modeling agencies, but here in Manila, I feel like you can just send your photos or DM them on Instagram with your name, age, height, and be like, "I'm interested in modeling. I don't have modeling experience. Do you want to sign me?" They might respond, they might not, but you've got nothing to lose. If you can stalk your ex on Instagram better than the FBI, I feel like you can stalk agencies who will be responsible for your career, you know? Agencies in the Philippines. Okay, I'm gonna do God's work and give you a list of all the agencies I know and more or less what kind of work they give their models. You're welcome. What's the toughest thing about being a model? I experienced working sleep deprived. No, don't come at me that I didn't sleep early, okay? So I had a commercial shoot for McDonald's, which was a night shoot, and I ended at like around 4 a.m. And then I had a shoot for Vogue the next morning, which had a 7 a.m. call time. Of course, I was there bright and early. I didn't know why I didn't sleep while I wasn't being shot. I waited for so long, it didn't come to my mind to just take a nap. So at the end of the shoot, I almost fainted. I didn't faint, but I was like so weak and so cold. Holy shit. See, I could have chosen not to do the shoot, but it was for Vogue. And I felt like I was like in a tight position, because how often will you have the opportunity to shoot for Vogue, right? Moral of the story, listen to your body, yari yari, and sleep. You need to sleep. At least 8 hours of sleep. How do you handle rejections in this cutthroat industry? Well, at first, I'd cry about it. Imagine you're in a final casting, you gave it your all, and then your agent's gonna call you, you didn't get it. Yeah. As I have grown mature, so I would say, I'm like nonchalant about it now. My mindset is like, okay, if I get rejected or didn't get the project, it's fine. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And then if it's not, if you didn't get it, then on to the next. It's really just like that. What goes in your head during a photo shoot? Every shoot is different and it has a different mood board, it has a different concept, which I do love about modeling, because you get to channel different characters that you don't really get to do in your everyday life. So what goes in my head during the shoot is more or less what was briefed to me. So for example, I'm like 18th century queen, or I'm a potter, I'm holding a baby, but it's not a baby, it's a vase. You know, delicate, stuff like that. What is your most favorite part about modeling? What I love about my job is that I get to interact, know different people, different creatives, and it's so interesting how their minds work. It's just like, it's crazy. Because like, for example, I got to work with Pam Quinones, the deputy editor of Vogue Philippines. Crazy. So she styled me for a shoot. The way she styles me and the pieces is just kind of insane. Like, just having conversations with different creatives and how they perceive things, which is like Oh, no. I don't know. I really get interested in those kinds of conversations. I get this question a lot. How can you grab opportunities in the province? I know Vogue Philippines is doing this initiative where they went to Davao to do a casting for new talents in Mindanao, and they got to fly in Manila for shoots. So yeah, that's one of the ways you can get more opportunities. I know creatives, photographers, models who are from the province who would go to Manila to pursue their dreams, to pursue their passion. It's in Metro Manila where all the opportunities are. This is another question everyone wants to know. What is the usual starting rate for modeling? Also, I just noticed my lipstick is so out of whack. Okay, that's better. I don't look crazy anymore. One commercial can go from 50,000 pesos to 6 digits gross, okay, for support and lead roles. So support roles are usually like if you're a support of a celebrity in the commercial. And then runways can go from 5 to 7,000 gross. You need to take into consideration agency cuts and taxes. Agency cuts are usually like 20 to 30% of your talent fee, and withholding tax is like from 5 to 10%. As a model, I'm technically a freelancer and self-employed, so I had to do my own taxes. I feel like my frontal lobe developed like a year faster when I started doing my taxes when I was 18, because they don't teach you how to file your taxes as a freelancer in school, because apparently they expect you to be in the corporate world. How to start modeling when you're 5'1". What type of modeling is best for females who are 5'3" to 5'5" in height? I think the best type of modeling if you're at this height range is commercial modeling. But then again, who am I to tell you na, oh, you can only do commercial, But if you can do commercial or fashion, go. Like, that's an edge. TBH, if you can do both, just go do it. Okay. Just send in those castings. How did you get in the modeling industry but doesn't have an idea or connections at all? I'm also 5'2". Do you think I can make it? I strongly believe that anyone can make it, really. The question is, how much do you want it? No, really. Like, you gotta put in the work. Okay, it's like not everything, especially in modeling, not everything is gonna be handed to you. If you have to do test shoots, like arrange shoots yourself, go do it, because you can't depend on other people, because other people also have their own shit. If you do modeling workshops, more or less the people mentoring in that workshop is already in the industry. So you would already have a connection in the industry. So I feel like that's how you can get connected, by knowing people, and these people also know other people. And the next thing you know, you're in. Tips for aspiring models with no experience. Practice, practice, practice. Look at yourself in the mirror, know your angles, build your confidence, try different poses and expressions, take your digitals in natural light, a clean background, no makeup. Modeling is like 80% mindset, even though you're not the industry standard. Sometimes it's your confidence, how you carry yourself, your presence. That's how you set apart from other people. Tips for young adults who want to start modeling. Young adults, meaning like if you're already in your 20s, 25, I would guess, or even older. I say just do it. Like, send in that casting, because it's never too late to start modeling, especially in commercial. Everyone has a market. Tips on how to start modeling for brands. I can think of 2 ways how this can happen for you. So first is the traditional way of your agent booking you the job for that brand, and the second one is the brand directly booking you because of your social media, your presence on social media, basically. Okay, so I need to leave in 30 minutes and there's still quite a lot of questions, so let's do a fast talk. Do you think everyone has the potential to be a model? Yes. Is fluency in English required for modeling? No. Do you need to spend a lot when starting modeling, like for makeup, or is it provided? Yes and no. Yes, you need to spend in terms of like having your own makeup kit, but of course, no, you don't need to spend a lot, like get high-end brands. Like, I have drugstore makeup in my makeup bag. Yes, makeup is provided, but not always. That's why it's important to know how to do your makeup and have your own makeup kit. Is there any modeling agency that is good to start with or for newbies? No, because I think every modeling agency develops their model so they're ready when they already have like a paid job. Do you recommend modeling workshops? I would say yes, especially if you have the financial capacity to do so, because let's be real, modeling workshops are not cheap, huh? But you will gain the knowledge and also acquire the network who are in the modeling industry. Is there a height requirement? It depends on the job. Does height matter in commercial modeling? No, I think that's the beauty of commercial modeling. Everyone is welcome. Everyone has a market. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video inspired you to start your modeling career, and I want to let you know that I'm rooting for you. So yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye!